Hello everyone, I want to do a problem directly from your notes. It is really important for you to pay attention to these details because this is exactly what I would expect for you to regurgitate to me when you see them on your upcoming quiz. So you should be looking at this from your notes. I'll read it. When the average ticket price for a concert at the Opera House was $44, attendance averaged 350 people per performance. When the ticket price dropped by $4, 10 more people attended each performance. Okay, so they don't actually say that this is linear, but what they're telling you is that if you had 350 people, then your ticket price would have been $44. And if you drop the ticket price by $4, that'll get you to 40. Then you should have 10 more people, which should get you to 360, right? So that looks linear to me. Drop the price, increase the number of people in attendance. So if you were to connect those dots, okay, let me be careful because over here I want to label this as price. If you connect the dots, then you should be able to find the equation of the line through those 2 points. All right, so what are your points? On the one hand, you have 350 people and 44, and you have 360 people at $40. Notice that I'm careful because I want to put quantity in the X and price in the Y. How do I know that? Look at the wording right here. I forced your hand. It says find the price in terms of the number of people in attendance. Okay, so let's get to it. We have our 2 points, 350, 44. We also have 360, 40. We like to find slope. Slope is change in Y over change in X. So 44 minus 40 divided by 350 minus 360. All right, so this equals I got 4 over negative 10 or negative 0.4. Okay, so now I'm going to take that information, and most of you are probably thinking you'll do y equals mx plus b, but that's not going to be correct because everything has to be placed in context. And if we look over here, what we had in our y's was the price, right? So this should read p of x equals mx plus b. So negative 0.4, it doesn't matter which point you use because they're both on your line. This equals 44. Let's be there. So let's see. I get 44 equals negative 140 plus b. Okay, I'm running out of space, so you guys would have to do the math. Add 140 to both sides, then b equals positive 184. So what does that get us to? Gets us to p of x equals negative 0.4x plus 184. All right, sorry, I wrote rather large, so I was not able to put it all on one line. All right, so that's good. That's your price equation. Right here, if you remember from the other problem that I did in class, it said get to the revenue. In order to get to the revenue, you take your selling price and you multiply it by your quantity. Okay, so your selling price, well, it changes, right? You're on a sliding scale. If you drop the price, more people will come. And this is the price for X items. So when we get to our revenue equation, then it's going to be negative 0.4x plus 184 from selling X tickets to the people, right? So that's how your work should look. So this equals negative 0.4 x squared plus 184x when you distribute the x to both of those terms. Okay, so this is where we're going to veer off from where we did before. Earlier in the semester, I said this is a parabola. It's a downward facing parabola because your a, your number in front of your x squared, is negative. So you should be able to use the vertex formula, x equals negative b over 2a. But unfortunately for you guys, look, it says that you have to use calculus methods learned recently in class. Now in class, we found out that you should be able to find your max mins by finding out where you have zero slopes on your function. So if your revenue looks like this, then your max should be found out where the derivative is equal to 0. Or if your revenue looks like this, okay, if it's concave up, then your minimum should be found out by taking the derivative equals 0. So either your max or your min is found when you set your derivative equal to 0. And so that's why we do that 3-step process. Here we go. Step 1, r prime, take your derivative of x equals, so the derivative here using the power rule, negative 0.8 x plus 184. Okay, so step 1 is just take the derivative. Step 2 is to set your derivative equal to 0. So negative 0.8x plus 184 equals 0. Okay, and then step 3 is to solve for your variables. So I don't know, add 0.8x to both sides. And where does that get you? 184 equals 0.8x. Okay, let me keep going. Okay, I'm going to divide both sides by 0.8. Divide by 0.8. This gives me x equals, hold on a second, 184 divided by 0.8, 230. Now I have to be really careful because it's not just 230. I got to remind myself what x was. So I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning. I'll notice x is the quantity, right? And in this case, when we were talking about 350, if you go over to your problem, it says 350 people. So here, you should be writing people, right? Or tickets, right? The tickets would be sold to the people. So over here, where it says the number of people, 230, I don't know why I said 250, 230 people. And I'll just be redundant. Your selling price, well, we haven't found that yet, but that's a pretty easy fix. This is a plug and chug. So we know that 230 people are going to maximize our revenue. And in order to get to the selling price, we just want to take this 230. Let's see. There it is. And plug the 230 into that equation right there, right? This is the price at X tickets or people, and we want to find the price at 230. So let me go here. This will be P of X equals negative 0.4X plus 184. So then P of 230 rather equals a negative 0.4 times 230 plus 184. All right, so let me find that real quick. So negative 0.4 times 230 plus 184. And I got $92. Make sure you put the units on it. So $92. All right, so your maximum revenue, the fastest way of getting there is just take your price times your quantity. Please show that to me though. $92, you multiply that by 230. This is your revenue at 230 people, right? So this is the fastest way of getting there. So 92 times 230, 21,160, and this is in dollars. So this entire thing would go here.